He was active in promoting the veneration of the Immaculate Virgin Mary. He gave his life so that another man might live. This is the story of Maximilian Kolbe, the patron saint of prisoners, drug addicts, families, journalists, amateur radio operators, the pro-life movement, and people with eating disorders. He was born Marian Kolbe on January 8, 1894, in Zdunska Wola in the Kingdom of Poland, which at the time was part of the Russian Empire. Kolbe was of ethnic German descent, and his mother was of Polish descent. In 1903, at the age of 9, he had a vision of the Virgin Mary. In the vision, he asked what would become of him. That night, I asked the Mother of God what was to become of me. Then she came to me holding 2 crowns, one white, the other red. She asked me if I was willing to accept either of these crowns. The white one meant that I should persevere in purity, and the red one meant that I should become a martyr. I said that I would accept them both. In 1907, Kolbe and his elder brother Francis joined the Conventual Franciscans. They enrolled at the Conventual Franciscan Minor Seminary in Lwów later that year. In 1910, Kolbe was allowed to enter the novitiate, where he chose the religious name Maximilian. He professed his first vows in 1911 and final vows in 1914, adopting the additional name of Maria. Thus, he became known as Maximilian Mary Kolbe. In 1915, he earned his doctorate in philosophy at the Pontifical Gregorian University. 4 or 7 years later, he earned his doctorate in theology at the Pontifical University of St. Bonaventure. During this time, he was active in the consecration and entrustment to Mary. In 1917, he founded the Militia of the Immaculata, which became a worldwide evangelization movement. It encourages consecration to the Blessed Virgin Mary. This organization continues to thrive to this day. During World War I, Kolbe's father joined Józef Piłsudski's Polish legions, fighting against the Russians for an independent Poland. Julius Kolbe was caught and hanged at the age of 43. This was a traumatic event for the young Maximilian. This is probably one of the factors why he was vehemently opposed to communist movements. As a student, he witnessed vehement demonstrations against Pope Pius X and Pope Benedict XV in Rome during a Freemasons' anniversary celebration. Soon afterward, Kolbe became even more passionate in the conversion of sinners and enemies of the Catholic Church, specifically the Freemasons, through the intercession of the Virgin Mary. In the prayer to the miraculous medal, he added the following words: "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us who have recourse to thee, and for all those who do not have recourse to thee, especially the Freemasons and all those recommended to thee." Kolbe pushed for the entire Franciscan order to be consecrated to the Immaculate Mary by an additional vow. Despite contemporary support in his lifetime, this never pushed through. In 1922, Kolbe began to be active in publishing. Kolbe founded the monthly periodical Night of the Immaculata, a devotional publication based on the French Le Messager du Cœur de Jésus, or Messenger of the Heart of Jesus, in 1922. From 1922 to 1926, he operated a religious publishing press in Grodno. In 1927, he founded a new conventual Franciscan monastery at Niepokalanów, near Warsaw, which became a major religious publishing center. Kolbe then undertook a series of missions in East Asia. He was persuaded to work in Japan by a group of Japanese students he encountered in Europe, who noted the need for missionaries in their home country. He first arrived in Shanghai, China, but he failed to build a following. Next, he went to Japan and founded a Franciscan monastery on the outskirts of Nagasaki. Its location in the hills spared it from the atomic bombing of Nagasaki. Kolbe soon learned the Japanese language and later began publishing a Japanese edition of the Night of the Immaculata. After Japan, he went to Malabar, India, where he founded another monastery, but it didn't prosper. He was also a pioneer in Catholic media, using print, radio, and missionary work to spread the faith. While he was away, the monastery he founded in Niepokalanów in 1927 began publishing a daily newspaper, which grew to a daily circulation of 137,000 and almost doubled during weekends. He returned to Poland in 1933, but soon returned to Japan. However, in 1936, he was recalled to Poland and was appointed guardian of Niepokalanów. This ended his activities in Asia. In 1938, he started a radio station called Radio Niepokalanów. He held an amateur radio license with the call sign SP3RN. World War II broke out when Germany invaded Poland in 1939. Kolbe was among the few friars who remained in the monastery, where he organized a temporary hospital. He was arrested on September 19, 1939, but was released almost 3 months later. He also refused to sign the Deutsche Volksliste, which would have given him rights similar to those of German citizens in exchange for recognizing his ethnic German ancestry. Upon release, he continued to provide shelter to refugees, including Jews. He also continued the publishing house, which issued publications critical of the Nazi regime. In February 1941, the Germans shut down the monastery and arrested Kolbe and 4 others. They were initially detained in the Paviak prison before being transferred in May to Auschwitz as prisoner 16,670. While at Auschwitz, he continued to act as a priest and was subjected to violent treatment. He was often beaten and suffered lashings. In July 1941, a prisoner escaped from the camp. To deter future attempts, the deputy camp commander, SS Hauptsturmführer Karl Fritzsch, picked 10 men to be starved to death in an underground bunker. One of the selected men, a Polish Catholic named Franciszek Gajowniczek, cried out, "My wife, my children." Immediately, Kolbe volunteered to take his place. In this new prison cell, Kolbe led the prisoners in prayers as they were given neither food nor water. He was also often seen kneeling in prayer. 2 weeks later, the camp wanted to reuse the prison cell, and only 4, including Kolbe, were alive. On August 14, 1941, the 4 prisoners were given a fatal injection of carbolic acid. Kolbe's body was cremated the following day, August 15th, the feast day of the Assumption of Mary. On May 12, 1955, Kolbe was recognized by the Holy See as a servant of God. He was declared venerable by Pope Paul VI on January 30, 1969, and beatified as a confessor of the faith in 1971. 2 miracles were used to confirm his beatification. In July 1948, he healed a woman of intestinal tuberculosis. In August 1950, a man prayed to Kolbe for intercession and was cured of the calcification of his arteries and sclerosis. On October 10, 1982, he was canonized by Pope John Paul II. He also declared Maximilian Kolbe as a confessor and a martyr of charity. He was also declared the patron of our difficult century. The man he saved at Auschwitz, Franciszek Gajowniczek, survived the Holocaust and was present as a guest at both the beatification and canonization ceremonies. Kolbe is honored even outside the Catholic Church. He is one of 10 20th century martyrs depicted in statues above the Great West Door of Anglican Westminster Abbey, London, and is remembered in the Church of England with a commemoration on August 14th. Kolbe's influence in promoting the veneration of the Virgin Mary continues to inspire. Among the religious groups he had inspired were the Missionaries of the Immaculate Mary, Father Kolbe, and the Franciscan Friars of the Mary Immaculate. His views on Marian theology remain influential, and his image is found in churches all over the world. Several churches in Poland are under his patronage. He is also honored in the arts. In 1963, Rolf Hochhuth published The Deputy, a play influenced by Kolbe's life and dedicated to him. In 1991, Krzysztof Zanussi released a Polish film about the life of Kolbe, Life for Life, Maximilian Kolbe. In 1998, the Museum of St. Maximilian Kolbe, There Was a Man, was opened in Niepokalanów. In 2023, the Mexican production company Dos Corazones Films released the animated feature film Max, which recounts part of the Franciscan's life. Thank you for watching. Why does St. Maximilian Kolbe's sacrifices and pursuits continue to resonate today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please help us spread the good word by sharing this video. You can also help the channel by liking and subscribing.